Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are here back at the number 8, going to be taking out the Mastodon, and we will be trying to get our first load of coal out to the gold refinery is going to be our target for today. So we are going to turn around, and since we did just fill up this coal tower, we're going to go ahead and use some of it for that, as no point in going all the way around the map. We had everything already set up over here, which is kind of the point in putting an extra coal tower over here, or having one over here for sure, is so that we can move things around just a little easier nowadays. And even in the long run, we'd always be able to just run it from the coal mine here and store it, and then just move it over when we need to. So it's just a storage, for coal in the gold area. And well, we can get 2 for 1. We are going to use that as well. So we have that in here, and we'll be trying to run it over the hump. Since we're going to run this one by the gold mine in the process, I'm just going to cut it down to the 3 cars. That was the cutaway there. We're just going to leave 2 of them here and see how that goes, as it is kind of steep. So, see what the Mastodon has. No point in getting cut down. Hopefully cutting it down to 3 is going to let us actually get up over the hump is the idea there. And then if anything, we can add cars in the future, but this is just going to let us kind of find our limit is going to be our goal there. We do have the 48 here that we could throw on for extra boost. I had thought about just double heading it and going for the 5, but I just kind of like to see where the Mastodon actually comes out on its own. Alright, so we will just bring this one out of the yard. Switches should all auto flip in here, shouldn't make a difference. Cactus Caldera Company right there. Yeah. Like the cactus in by that industry, you have to say. That's kind of cool. It's nice when you don't have to take them out around the industry, because they're actually placed around it like that, so that's kind of cool. But we will run this one out of the station today. And go for some speed here before we hit the hill. Not that we'll hang on to that very long, because we're obviously going to hit the hill and dump a whale out of that speed, but might as well try to get what we can get while we can get it. And then from there, we just are going to have to hope that it's going to go up over the hill. That's the hope. Alright, run back here. Let's double check that we don't have any kind of brakes on at all. I think we're probably good. This is the kind of thing you probably should do before you leave the station, not when you're running down the rail, but such as it is. Alright, that will do it. 23 miles an hour. I don't think we're going to go much faster than that. Is that about as much as we're going to get out of it? Yeah, I think that's about as much as we're going to get out of it with this load. So there we go. And we'll run that right down to the curve, and then we'll have to obviously start sliding up the reverser there for the power. Alright, now we're going to have to kick it into power. Probably full power mode. Yeah, for sure right away. I don't even know if we're going to get over it with 3, to be honest. I mean, this would be the equivalent of 6, almost 7 of the old hopper cars. Although there it seems to be holding on decent. Just going to drop down to 19. Don't want to say anything too soon. We've definitely bogged out on this hill further up. And I see the filling of the gold mine there for reference. We had to double head that one. That was with the Tweetsy though, so this is doing alright. Mastodon holding its own. I definitely think we could go ahead and add 1 more car, maybe 2. Seems to be doing it relatively easily. Not sure how much we can choke down on it. Yeah, if we choke down on that much, we're definitely going to lose. So Probably get away with at least one more car. I think is worth it. We'll just gotta step it up one at a time. I think before we just run into a problem, but we definitely could probably do both and throw the 48 in there for assurance. 48 wouldn't look too bad shoved in behind the Mastodon, I don't think. We can get away with that. Alright, we'll try to chop the speed a little bit here. That should keep us going good there. Nice little roll through the yard here. Well, through the loop. Not even a yard up here. Just doesn't really seem too super. This one kind of harkens back to the what the coal mine on our first map, Pine Valley. Kind of, you know, situation for the setup for your rail. So a lot things you would have done there, you could do a lot the same here. I guess you could get yard stuff in here if you wanted it. Personally, I think it looks kind of cool as it's almost deserted and plain. But then I guess it depends on how much you're targeting it too, or using it for your rail, you know. Maybe you want to build it up nice over time if things allow. You can definitely handle that a lot of different ways. Plenty of different alternatives in and around there to do it. This just the simple direct, I think, up and down way to go. Keeping it simple. It definitely functions though, and you really don't need too powerhousey of a locomotive, and quite honestly, you get to it pretty easy. So I'm picking up a fair amount of speed there. 35. Should probably try running this hill one time barefoot without any kind of load or anything behind us, and see what kind of speed we can actually pull out of a locomotive off of this hill. The Mastodon might not be a bad selection for that. Seems to handle the speed on the rails pretty well. I guess in this case I'd be more worried about the hopper cars or the high side gondolas, whatever you want to call them, but I'd be more concerned about these probably coming off the rail before the locomotive. The locomotive looks pretty steady. Nice and on the track, or on the splines if you will. Smooth logo. Could be a good one for downhill speed run tests and whatnot. Not going to do it on the flat ground on its own, but definitely on some hilly terrain. This thing probably gets to moving, and I would think stays on the track pretty well. Great looking locomotive, I do have to give it that. I mean, size wise, I was not sure about the Mastodon honestly when we first got it, and the more I've run it, the more I like it. It fits the rail really well, fits the game, even on some of the other maps. Looking forward to actually adding this one in there. I like the basic paint scheme too. This is very, you know, normal when you think of American Rail anyway. Alright, where are we at? We are down here. That's a check. That's which we should be good. And this one I think we're going to want to go the other way this time. We'll flip that one just for fun. And then this one we will run through all the way just to make sure that we are good on the curve after the drop as well. Because again, that, especially on this inside rail, is going to be the tightest turn on this entire layout. So if we work there, we will work anywhere. We do not need to slow down here. Not up to the industry just yet. This, even though short rail, this is probably one of my favorite pieces of rail in the whole thing, just because we get a chance to actually get down through a little natural tunnel of sorts, if you will. kind of cool. Yeah, I bet we get the biggest of locomotives through there, probably no problem. Much closer, but I mean the Mastodon isn't little. Of course, the 125 is pretty big and chunky, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Definitely looking forward to getting to a 125 again. One of my favorite locomotives for sure, Class 125. Great look, great use. Alright, there we come, easing in. These are big enough that we are just going to stop when we drop. I suppose we could bring up the money for those that are interested, though we already know it's 30 a cube. Playing around enough with coal lately to just know that. So as you can see, you know, once you start getting to even just the raw, or you don't even have to get to the refined stuff, you really start money just a problem of the past. Which is good, because I mean the locos get super expensive, and if you want to replace, you know, swap out your entire fleet of locomotives for Class 125s on the way, that's going to cost you a fair amount. So you can definitely spend it quick. Alright, moving this along. Plenty of money. Coal, great money maker. That is for certain. Alright, so as that's piling in there, yeah, we'll just go ahead and let it finish. Actually, see where that puts us. Almost $57,000. Cannot complain there. Moving in the right direction. Big money. Alright, so that's going to start letting us get refined. We did bring 10 in here, if we remember, or it's going to start letting us get the safes, excuse me. That does leave us 5 refined for now. Does that mean this side is full? So this side is full. Wow. So we have, just even off of the 10 refined gold that we brought in here, it only used up half of it, filled this. This is going to make an astronomical amount of money. And we brought one car that was 2/3 of the way full in with refined gold. Just huge money payoff. So looking forward to that one, though. Obviously we have some rail to add in. We have no way to sell this. Gold doesn't sell at the regular depot, and we do not have rail into the express railway yet. So, you know, gonna have to sit here on guard with the safes for a hot minute. But and then we already have double that left. So yeah, plenty of money shoved in there. That'll be nice for sure. Again, the gold line, you know, pays really super well. It is not going to throw your XP through the roof, though. You know, as you could watch there, the money goes up quite a bit faster than the XP. So, XP still a long grind at this point, even though you are rich beyond spending. Alright, let's see how we get through all this. My guess is we should be fine, because it's all going to be nice and slow, even if we try to jerk through here pretty fast. So unless you just go unruly fast with a long train, it should all come through there super smooth with no problems at all, which that's exactly what we were looking for. And cannot complain about that run. We will be turning around and throwing on at least a 4th, if not the 5th gondola. We'll just have to kind of see how it comes out with the Mastodon's power there. But, you know, at least until we get to the 125, once we get to the 125s and start running everything there. In fact, now we probably have enough money we can get rid of everything else and just run Mastodons. I don't know. Options are plentiful. But, you know, there you go. For all intents and purposes, we are definitely going to call that one a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.